So, okay, our discussion these days is K to 12 reforms, and please stay tuned with us. We will continue on this. The topic was the question that came to our mind, and we actually had a brainstorming session among the team, okay, what schools were doing so that we can precisely cut out where we should work and help them. Life is about prioritizing to what schools were doing, and it's not a difficult question to answer because we have been consumer of this system. Our kids are going there, and we are the product of this system as well. So along all these three dimensions that we yesterday discussed, we thought education was supposed to do about something about my brain, and it is something about how my physical, and something about my spiritual. So all this three dimensions, school was basically on the intellectual side, let me call it the physical side, and let me say just the social and emotional and spiritual side. So on this side, the course was about it because that's the course normally Cambridge gave us, or the National Book Foundation gave us. So what we needed in life and what we learnt at school, how and what. That was the point, and we found out, in the 16 years of journey, somebody told me about how can I measure the blood pressure of my granny if she is in pain? No, school didn't. Was I really inspired what a water molecule is and what is special so about it? It makes life. Why plants are important? If they are important, why do I see it even on my bus stands, even in my towns, and I see the monoculture all around in my agricultural lands? Where are plants? If I've learned about it, where is that knowledge? Why I learned algebra? Where does it work, and where is this calculus thing that once came in to frighten me and then disappeared for my life for the entire? What was that LCM for, and what is that logarithm? Believe you me, our children are doing it operationally. They have hardly any idea where we use LCM and logarithm in their life, right? And very common things we learned as we grew. Oh, there is system thinking, and you have to think in terms of system. What is system thinking? I didn't get any clue in engineering universities, in colleges, etc. Nobody told me that there is something like a system thinking, and even what is canal and what is marla and what is tola and it is masha. Are these things inescapable when we go to the real life? No, they're not. The number one skill that we need in our life in numeracy is estimating. How much time did I spend in estimating? Only 5 minutes on how to round off numbers? Am I really comfortable when it comes, okay, compute the chances and probability? Are you really frightened? How does the fraction work in my different life skills? What to talk about the bigger things like how to design and what is foresight and how nations are thinking about the future, thinking beyond 100 years and 1,000 years. No, and no one mentioned about heroes who was Ibn Khaldun, who was let's say Thomas Aquinas, or who were Hazrat Khadija, why she was so great, or who was Nu'man bin Sabit, or for that matter, our children we didn't know any story or any page on any of these things, which I could relate to. Yeah, I recall one day we were discussing in the school. No, then we came to the physical side of it in our brainstorming session, and we found out the health was about balance in sleep and work and eating. Was there any session on sleep? Did anybody tell my daughter what is skincare? Or it was just about the biology paper? Did anybody ever spoke about what is coke and what is leptin and what is really destroys us? What really the hygiene is? 95% of the people, us, do not know how to wash hands. Was there any session on how to wash hands? Or how to properly breathe? How to cross roads? How to tell anybody the way if a tourist comes to your town? What do I do about my eyesight? Even what is my posture if I'm sitting or standing or walking or lifting something? Was there anything on the sex education, or I was just left to discover from some of the interesting friends around? What was about it? Then we came to the most important area, which was, these are the things actually which we prepare ourselves for, is sharpen your blades, sharpen your skills. But when to use that blade and when not to use is more important than having the blade, right? So communication is what Harold Kesner in the project management research, or what other guys everywhere said, and what differentiates us as human as species from the other species. How much time did university or the college or the school spend on sharpening, on improving, on beautifying my communication? Did they? Where were the values? Who told me what is happiness? What is sharing? What is forgiving? No, these things are not important because the Cambridge didn't put it, neither did the National Book Foundation or the curriculum in the course. No, they don't matter. What are 21st century skills? So the questions that came out actually was that it's much more than the curriculum, but it's all embedded and connected. It's not just the textual literacy that we have to tell them about. There are a lot of dimensions and they are all connected. In the same session and the classroom and interaction, we have to tell them about the numeracy, we have to tell about the environment, we have to tell them about the historical literacy, about the global awareness, about the social literacy, about the civic literacy, and all these things are connected. It was a little kind of disturbing and alarming as well. At the end, after this half an hour of a session, anyway, it changed our question. And then our question was what our schools were not doing. That is probably now very easy to identify. So that's where we have to come in. And what they're not doing is, they are not preparing our children for life skills. And for all rest of the things, if there is anything worth mentioning, they're very good at it. What they're not preparing is thinking. We have to prepare them